Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about the our progress forecast for the 2020 presidential election. Again, I apologize for the audio quality at the moment. I am getting it fixed, and I hope that it will be fixed for you guys soon. So today for the our progress forecast, I like talking about this forecast because I think it is less partisan and less biased than other forecasts tend to be. I think it's a much fairer forecast of the election, and I just think that it treats each candidate fairly instead of having a political bias like other forecasts tend to have. So basically, currently, Joe Biden has an 80.8% chance of winning the election according to this forecast, and Donald Trump has a 19% chance. So here on this map, they basically make their predictions for each state. Right here, basically all of the traditionally Democratic states, they're all in the darkest blue. So New Mexico is in the dark blue, however Colorado is not. I do believe Colorado will be stronger for Joe Biden than New Mexico will end up being, just because he's pulling ahead by almost 20 points in Colorado. So I really do not see why they give him only an 8.26 margin of victory in the state of Colorado. However, nonetheless, he will still win the state. In the state of Alaska here, Trump up 10, and then in Hawaii, Biden up 38. I don't think that Trump will win Alaska by 10%. I think it'll be more like 6 to 7%. However, he'll still win the state. I'm sure of that. Nebraska, the forecast does give Joe Biden the second district as a toss-up, and then in the state of Maine, it gives the second district of Maine as a toss-up as well. For the rest of these states, North Carolina, they project for Joe Biden. Georgia, they project for Joe Biden. Florida, they project for Joe Biden. Ohio, they project for Joe Biden. These are all very small margins, 0.1%, 1.1%, 0.3%, and then 0.9%. So they project, Ohio, North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida for being very close for Joe Biden. I do agree with these three states. I think it'll be the first time they flip in a while, excluding Ohio. But in the state of Florida, I do think that Joe Biden will win by a larger margin just because, he's pulling ahead by 6 to 7% in the state. I do think it'll get pretty close on election night. However, I do not think that he'll win by less than 1%. Next, looking at Arizona, 1.78% for Joe Biden. I think this is pretty fair for Biden. He leads by around 2% at the moment. It did drop down from a couple of weeks ago. However, 2%, I think that's good for Biden. In the state of Iowa, they project that Donald Trump will win by 1.49%. I do agree with this. I think Iowa, it will still go red, although it is becoming more and more blue because of Trump's disappointing presidency up until now. Looking at Texas, Trump plus 1.8. I think it will be a little closer than that. I think it'll be around 1%. But Trump, of course, Texas did pull in favor of Biden for a while, for around 2 days, I believe. This is pretty historic considering how no Democrat has ever won the state of Texas in the past 40 years. But I think Joe Biden definitely does have a shot in the state of Texas. Next, surprisingly, states of Michigan and Pennsylvania are categorized as likely states, along with Nevada and Minnesota, as well as Virginia and Colorado. These states did go to Trump by less than 1%. However, according to this forecast, it's going to go to Biden by a pretty strong margin. And then Wisconsin plus almost 5%, also pretty good for Joe Biden. So basically here is how they project the popular vote will go. 51% for Biden, 44% for Trump. So Biden plus 6.5% in the popular vote. Of course, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote by 2.5%, around 2.9 million votes. So Biden will improve on her popular vote margin. And then the electoral votes here, it's currently projected that Joe Biden will win 278 with the toss-up states not excluded. And then with the toss-up states, he's expected to win 350 electoral votes. So this is very good for Joe Biden. Without the toss-up states, so without Texas, Arizona, Georgia, Florida, these states that are toss-ups, Joe Biden will already win the election, 278. Basically, the toss-ups are these gray states here. The states that are going to go to Biden or Trump by very small margins. Because Joe Biden is projected to win Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin by larger than toss-up margins, he does have 278 even without winning any of these toss-up states. Trump can win Florida, Texas, 38 and 29 electoral votes, and he will still lose the election. So that is, looking very good for Joe Biden. And down here, this is how, the popular vote has changed over time along with the winning odds. I really do not think, much data has been done before the month of April. Joe Biden's odds have been, increasing at a pretty steady rate. Trump's, of course, decreasing. And then Biden's popular vote has been increasing. Trump's has basically become stagnant since the beginning of April. And then looking down here at the popular vote, you know, this is basically just which states are going to give either candidate the most votes. Of course, Biden getting more votes from more states, and Trump getting less votes from less states. And so down here, we see the changes and how it has changed over time. Old margin, new margin, and how they have updated this forecast. And so I think that the Our Progress forecast is definitely a good one to look at if you want to have, a clear understanding of the election. So make sure you check it out. It is ourprogress.org/forecast. And so that will be it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like as well as subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.